Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft is a leading developer of personal computer software and applications. The company also has a wide range of hardware, including electronic game consoles, mobile phones, and computers. Microsoft headquarters are located at Microsoft Way in Redmond, Washington. The headquarters have an estimated size of 8 million square feet, or 750,000 square meters. The company is considered one of the Big Five American information technology companies alongside Google, Amazon, Apple, and Meta. Microsoft was started by two childhood friends, Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Their plan was to develop and sell basic interpreters for the Altair 8800 microcomputer, which was developed by Micro-Instrumentation Telemetry Systems, MITS. They managed to develop it, and it worked flawlessly. Gates and Allen established Microsoft, a short form of microcomputer software, on April 4, 1975. After a few years, International Business Machines Corporation, IBM, asked Microsoft to develop an operating system for their first computer, the IBM PC. Microsoft bought an operating system from Seattle Computer Products called 86-DOS. They modified it and renamed it MS-DOS, which is Microsoft Disk Operating System, and it was released to the market in 1981 with the International Business Machines PC. Microsoft became the leading PC operating system vendor in the market following the deal with IBM, where they sold more than 100 million copies of the program. Later in 1983, Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen exited the company and later started investing in private space flights, neuroscience, commercial real estate, sports teams, low-tech sectors, and more. Let's look at some of the Microsoft products. Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows is a group of several proprietary graphical operating system families developed by Microsoft. Windows has a wide range of families, each designed for a certain sector, example, Windows NT for consumers, Windows Server for servers, and Windows IoT for embedded systems. The first version of Windows was released on November 20, 1985, as a graphical operating system shell for MS-DOS. Windows 1.0, also known as the MS-DOS Executive, had the following components: calculator, calendar, card file, clipboard viewer, clock, control panel, notepad, paint, reversi, terminal, and write. It did not allow overlapping windows. Instead, all windows were tiled. Windows 2.0. It was released in December 1987. It became more popular than Windows 1.0, having the following improvements. Changed from tiled windows to overlapping windows. It introduced more sophisticated shortcuts. And they could use expanded memories. Windows 2.1 was later released with capabilities to multitask several programs. It also introduced Microsoft Word and Excel, and integrated the control panel. Windows 3.x. Features Windows versions 3.0 and 3.1. Windows 3.0 was released on May 1990 and has the following features. Improved design, mostly because of the virtual memory and loadable virtual device drivers that allow Windows to share arbitrary devices between multitask DOS applications. Was able to run applications in protected mode, which gives them access to several megabytes of memory without the obligation to participate in the software virtual memory scheme. Had improvements to the user interface. Multiple DOS program multitasking support. Revamped control panel. Solitaire card game program added. Improved paintbrush program. Windows 3.1 was released to the public on March 1992. Some of the updated features included 32-bit disk access. True type font support. More detailed icons which can be dragged/dropped. RAM limit increased to 64 MB. Had media viewer and video file player. And integrated sound and video with CD-ROM support. Windows 9X. Features Windows version 9X, Windows 95, Windows 98, and Windows ME. Windows 95 was released on August 24, 1995, and had the following added improvements. Introduced support for native 32-bit applications. Plug-and-play hardware that allows recognition of a hardware component in a system without the need for physical device configuration or user intervention in resolving resource conflicts. Preemptive multitasking. Long file names of up to 255 characters. Increased stability. Redesigned object-oriented user interface, replacing the previous program manager with the Start menu taskbar and Windows Explorer shell. Windows 98 was later released on June 25, 1998, and had the following improvements. Introduced the Windows driver model. Support for USB composite devices. Support for ACPI that helps discover and configure computer hardware components to perform power management, auto-configuration, and status monitoring. Hibernation, which helps power down a computer while retaining its state. Support for multi-monitor configurations. Integration with Internet Explorer 4 through active desktops. Version 2 of Windows 98 was released in May 1999 and had added Internet Explorer 5.0 and Windows Media Player 6.2, among other upgrades. Microsoft released Windows ME Millennium Edition. This had faster boot time compared to previous versions. Included compressed zip folders by default. Introduction of on-screen keyboard. Expanded multimedia enhancements include Windows Media Player 7, Windows Movie Maker, and the Windows Image Acquisition Framework. Additional system utilities such as System File Protection and System Restore. This, however, was much criticized for its speed and instability, together with hardware compatibility issues and the removal of real-mode DOS support, making it considered the worst operating system Microsoft had ever produced. Windows NT comprises Windows NT 3.1, Windows NT 3.5, Windows NT 3.51, Windows NT 4.0, and Windows 2000. Windows NT was the first Windows operating system based on a hybrid kernel. It was developed by a team within Microsoft that revamped a version of IBM and Microsoft OS version 2 that was intended to be more secure and have multi-user capabilities. The first release was Windows NT 3.1 in July 1993, known for its reinvigoration of the user interface and technical design. Followed by Windows NT 3.5 in May 1994, which allowed sharing files via the File Transfer Protocol, and printers through the Line Printer Daemon Protocol. Followed by Windows NT 3.51 in May 1995, new features introduced included PUMCIA support, NTFS file compression, 3D support in OpenGL, persistent IP routes when using TCP/IP, automatic display of textual descriptions when the mouse pointer was placed on toolbar buttons, tooltips, and support for Windows 95 common controls. Then Windows NT 4.0 was released in June 1996. The main improvement was the addition of the Windows 95 shell. And later, Windows 2000 was released in February 2000. Windows XP. Windows XP was released on October 25, 2001, with the aim of unifying the consumer-oriented Windows 9X series with the architecture introduced by Windows NT, which aimed to provide better performance over its predecessors. The main features added include updated Start menu and a task-oriented Windows Explorer. Streamlined multimedia and networking features. Internet Explorer 6. Integration with Microsoft's Net Passport services. A compatibility mode to help provide backward compatibility with software designed for previous versions of Windows. Remote assistance functionality. Windows Vista. Windows Vista was released on November 30, 2006. Contained a number of new features, including redesigned end-user interfaces include Windows Aero, Windows Shell, Windows Search, Windows Sidebar, Windows Internet Explorer 7, Windows Media Player 11, Windows Defender, Backup and Restore Center, Windows Mail, Windows Calendar, Windows Photo Gallery, Windows DVD Maker, Windows Media Center, parental controls, speech recognition, and disk management, among Windows 7. Windows 7 and Windows Server 2008 R2 were released to manufacturing and to the public on October 22, 2009. Unlike Windows Vista, which introduces a number of new features, Windows 7 intends to focus on the goal of being compatible with applications and hardware that Windows Vista was already compatible with. Other updates were multi-touch support, redesigned Windows Shell, updated taskbar, home networking system called Home Group, and performance improvements. Windows 8 and 8.1. Windows 8 was released on October 26, 2012, with a number of significant changes, including introduction of a user interface based around the Microsoft Metro design language with optimizations for touch-based devices, increased integration with cloud services and other online platforms, the Windows Store service for software distribution, a new variant called Windows RT for devices that utilize the ARM architecture, and new keyboard shortcuts. An update to Windows 8.1 was released on October 17, 2013, and includes features such as new live tile sizes, deeper OneDrive integration, and many other revisions. Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 have been subject to some criticism, such as the removal of the Start menu. Windows 10. Windows 10 was released on September 30, 2014, and mainly addressed shortcomings in the interface of its predecessor, Windows 8, which include updated Start menu, which incorporates elements of Windows 7's traditional Start menu with the tiles of Windows 8, a virtual desktop system, and the ability to run Windows Store apps within Windows on the desktop rather than in full-screen mode. Multiple desktops and task view. Cortana, which is a personalized digital assistant. Microsoft Edge, a new, more powerful web browser. The Windows user interface was revised to handle transitions between a mouse-oriented interface and a touchscreen-optimized interface based on available input devices. Other features include a virtual desktop system, a window and desktop management feature called Task View, support for fingerprint and face recognition login, new security features for enterprise environments, and DirectX 12. Among many other updates. Windows 11. On June 24, 2021, Windows 11 was announced as the successor to Windows 10 during a live stream. The new operating system was designed to be more user-friendly and understandable. It was released on October 5, 2021. Some updated features include updated Microsoft Store, allowing third-party application stores such as the Epic Game Store, integrated user interface, free and open-source web browser based on the Microsoft Edge web browser, does not support Internet Explorer, among others. Another product of Microsoft is the Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office is a family of client software, server software, and services developed by Microsoft. The first suite from Microsoft was released on August 1, 1988, and contained Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. Office has produced several versions targeting different users and computing environments. The original and widely used version is the desktop version available for PCs running the Windows and Mac OS operating systems. Other versions include Office on the web, which runs within a browser, and mobile apps for Android and iOS. Microsoft Office versions and their release dates. Microsoft for Windows started in October 1990. Microsoft Office 2.5 was released early 1992. Microsoft Office 3.0, also called Microsoft Office 92, was released on August 30, 1992. Microsoft Office 4.x was released in 1994. Microsoft Office 95 was released on August 24, 1995. Microsoft Office 97, also known as Office 8.0, was released on November 19, 1996. Microsoft Office 2000, also known as Office 9.0, was released on March 29, 1999. Microsoft Office XP, also known as Office 10.0, was released on May 31, 2001. Microsoft Office 2003, also known as Office 11.0, was later released on August 19, 2003. Microsoft Office 2007, also known as Office 12.0, was officially revealed on March 9, 2006. Microsoft Office 2010, also known as Office 14.0, was unveiled by Microsoft on May 15, 2009. Microsoft Office 2013, also known as Office 15.0, was released on January 30, 2012. Microsoft Office 2016 was released on July 9, 2015. Microsoft Office 2019 was unveiled for Windows on April 27, 2018 and for Mac OS on June 12, 2018. Microsoft Office 2021 was released on October 5. Microsoft Office Components. Microsoft Word is the word processor that provides for input, editing, formatting, and output of text, often with some additional features. Microsoft Excel is the spreadsheet editor that is used for computation, organization, analysis, and storage of data in tabular form. This program operates on data entered in cells of a table. Microsoft PowerPoint is the presentation program that is used to display information in the form of a slideshow composed of text, graphics, and other objects. Microsoft Publisher is a desktop publishing tool used for designing brochures, labels, calendars, business cards, newsletters, and other print publications. Microsoft Access is a database management system for Windows that combines a relational database engine with a graphical user interface and software development tools. Microsoft OneNote is a note-taking program that gathers handwritten or typed notes, drawings, screen clippings, and audio commentaries. Microsoft Outlook is a personal information manager or organizer that replaces Windows Messenger, Microsoft Mail, and Schedule+. Microsoft OneDrive is a file hosting service that allows users to sync files and later access them from a web browser or a mobile device. Microsoft Teams is a platform that combines workplace chat, meeting notes, and attachments. Microsoft Project is a project management app for Windows that lets you keep track of events and create network charts and Gantt charts. Microsoft Visio is a diagramming and flowcharting app for Windows. Office Lens is an image scanner optimized for mobile devices that captures a document and converts the results to either Word, OneNote, PowerPoint, or Outlook, or saves them on OneDrive. Office Mobile is a unified Office mobile app for Android and iOS that combines Word, Excel, and PowerPoint into a single app. Office Remote is a mobile application that turns the mobile device into a remote control for desktop versions of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Microsoft SharePoint is a server application that is a web-based collaborative system that integrates with Microsoft Office. SharePoint services include Excel services, InfoPath Forms Services, Microsoft Project Servers, and Microsoft Search Servers. Skype for Business Server is a real-time communication server for instant messaging and video conferencing. Microsoft Exchange Server is a mail server and calendar server. Microsoft Sway is a presentation web app. Delve is a service that allows Office 365 users to search and manage their emails, meetings, contacts, social networks, and documents stored on OneDrive or Office 365 sites. Microsoft Forms is an online survey creator available for Office 365 education subscribers. Microsoft To Do is a task management service that involves planning, testing, tracking, and reporting. Outlook on the Web is a webmail client similar to Outlook but more comprehensive and available only through Office 365 and Microsoft Exchange Server. Microsoft Planner is a planning application available on the Office 365 platform. Microsoft Stream is a corporate video sharing service for enterprise users with an Office 365 academic or enterprise license. Microsoft Bookings is an appointment booking application on the Microsoft Office 365 platform. The other Microsoft product is the Internet Explorer, which is a web browser developed by Microsoft that is used in the Windows operating system. The browser has, however, been discontinued on some operating systems and remains supported on certain operating systems, such as Windows 10. Internet Explorer, which was formerly known as Microsoft Internet Explorer, was first released in 1995 as part of the add-on package for Windows 95. Later versions were available as free downloads or in-service packs and included in later versions of Windows. Internet Explorer was once the most widely used web browser, attaining a peak of 95% usage share in 2003. Its usage has, however, declined with the launches of Firefox in 2004 and Google Chrome in 2008. The main major versions of Internet Explorer were: the Internet Explorer 1 project started in 1994. Internet Explorer 2, the second major version, was released in November 1995. Internet Explorer 3, the third major version, was released in August 1996. Internet Explorer 4, the fourth major version, was released in September 1997. Internet Explorer 5, the fifth major version, was released in March 1999. Internet Explorer 6, the sixth major version, was released in August 2001. Internet Explorer 7, the seventh major version, was released in October 2006. Internet Explorer 8, the eighth major version, was released in March 2009. Internet Explorer 9, the ninth major version, was released in March 2011. Internet Explorer 10, the 10th major version, was released in October 2012. Internet Explorer 11, the 11th major version, was released on October 2013. The browser was discontinued in 2016 in favor of its successor, Microsoft Edge. The other Microsoft product is the Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge was first released in 2015 as part of Windows 10 and Xbox One and was created as the successor to Internet Explorer. It was initially built with Microsoft's own proprietary browser engine, Edge HTML, and their Chakra JavaScript engine. But later in 2018, it was completely rebuilt as a Chrome-based browser, meaning a free and open-source web browser with Blink and V8 engines. In May 2022, according to StatCounter, Microsoft Edge became the second most popular browser in the world, overtaking Apple's Safari. Microsoft Edge is the default browser on Windows 10, Windows 10 Mobile, Windows 11, and Xbox Series X and Series S consoles. Major features include: built-in PDF reader, supports WebAssembly, which is a portable binary code format and corresponding text format for executable programs, as well as software interferences. Has integrated Adobe Flash Player. A sidebar providing functionality for the Download Manager and Favorites Center. Edge has integrated with Microsoft Online platforms to provide voice control, search functionality, and dynamic information related to searches within the address bar. Has a vertical tab that allows users to move tabs on the left side of the screen. Among many. Xbox. Xbox is a video gaming brand created and owned by Microsoft. It consists of 5 gaming consoles as well as gaming applications, the streaming service Xbox Cloud Gaming, online services such as Xbox Network and Game Pass, and the development arm Xbox Game Studios. The Xbox was first introduced in the United States in November 2001 with the launch of the Xbox console. Xbox services includes Xbox Network is an online service that comprises an online virtual market, the Xbox Game Store, which allows people to purchase and download games and various forms of multimedia. The Xbox Game Store is an online marketplace made for Microsoft's Xbox One and Xbox Series consoles, where you can buy games and movies through digital download. Xbox SmartGlass is a companion application for Xbox 360 that allows for more interactive entertainment by allowing mobile devices to potentially serve as second screens and remote controllers. Xbox Game Pass Cloud Gaming is Microsoft's Xbox Cloud Gaming streaming service. Content filtering is a service that enables players to report messages, gamer tags, photos, and any other toxic content on its platform. Xbox Game Pass is a subscription service that allows users access to a catalog of games from a range of publishers for a single monthly subscription price. Xbox Wire is a news blog that features all the latest Xbox news. Xbox controllers include Xbox Controller. This was the first controller made for the Xbox console. It had 2 analog sticks, a pressure-sensitive directional pad, 2 analog triggers, a back button, a start button, 2 accessory slots, and 6 8-bit analog action buttons. The Xbox 360 controller was released in 2005 for the Xbox 360. A standard Xbox 360 controller features 11 digital buttons, 2 analog triggers, 2 analog sticks, and a digital D-pad. The right face of the controller features 4 digital action buttons, a green button, a red B button, a blue X button, and a yellow Y button. The lower right housed the right analog stick, in the lower left was a digital D-pad, and on the left face was the left analog stick. Xbox One controllers. The Xbox One console has a revised controller with 40 improvements over the 360's controller. This new controller is built to work with Kinect. The start and back buttons are replaced with the menu and view buttons. It has impulse triggers that replace the regular triggers. Xbox Series X and Series S controllers. The 4th generation Xbox controller doesn't change much from the Xbox One controller, but the new wireless Xbox controller does add a capture and share button, a hybrid D-pad, and better gripping on the bumpers and triggers. Xbox Adaptive Controllers. The Xbox Adaptive Controller is a special controller designed with accessibility features for players. Besides being physically larger than typical controllers, it includes additional ports to allow other devices to be connected and mapped to other controller functions. Other Xbox accessories include Kinect is a motion-sensing input device by Microsoft for the Xbox 360 video game console and Windows PCs. Headsets, the communicator, which enabled in-game voice chat, consisted of a wired headset and an interface module. Microsoft Surface. The Microsoft Surface is a series of touchscreen-based personal computers, tablets, and interactive whiteboards designed and developed by Microsoft. They comprise several generations of hybrid tablets, 2-in-1 detachable notebooks, a convertible desktop all-in-one, an interactive whiteboard, and other accessories. We are going to look at the top 10 Microsoft Surface products. Surface Go is a series of hybrid tablets with optional detachable keyboard accessories and an optional digital pen. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Go 3. 10.5-inch PixelSense multi-touch display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. 4GB or 8GB memory options. eMMC drive. 64GB or 128GB SSD drive. Dual-core Intel Pentium Gold 6500Y processor or dual-core 10th generation Intel Core i3-10100Y processor. Intel Ultra HD Graphics 615. The Surface Pro is a series of hybrid tablets with similar optional detachable keyboard accessories and an optional digital pen. Here are some of the specifications for the Surface Pro 8. 13-inch PixelSense Flow multi-touch display with 120Hz refresh rate. 8GB, 16GB, and 32GB options. Removable solid-state drive or SSD options, 128GB, 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB. Quad-core 11th Gen Intel Core i5-1135G7 processor or Quad-core 11th Gen Intel Core i7-1185G7 processor or Core i5 and Core i7 options with 256GB of storage. Up to 16 hours of battery life with typical device usage. Intel Iris Xe graphics for Core i5 and Core i7 models. The Surface Laptop Go is a sleek and portable laptop with a vibrant touchscreen and great typing experience, all in premium design. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Laptop Go 2. 12.4-inch PixelSense multi-touch display. 4GB or 8GB LPDDR4X RAM. Removable SSD drive, 128GB, 256GB options. Quad-core 11th Gen Intel Core i5-1135G7 processor. Intel Iris Xe graphics. The Surface Laptop is a notebook with either 13.5-inch or 15-inch variants and a non-detachable touchscreen. It comes with two great processors, an 11th generation Intel Core processor and a custom AMD Ryzen Microsoft Surface Edition processor. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Laptop 4. 13.5-inch or 15-inch PixelSense multi-touch display. 8GB, 16GB, or 32GB LPDDR4 RAM options. 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB removable SSD options. Quad-core 11th Gen Core i7 or Core i5 options. Quad-core 11th generation Intel Core Iris Xe graphics. 720p HD f2.0 front-facing camera. The Surface Book is a notebook with a detachable tablet screen, configurable with or without a graphics card, and an independently operable tablet screen. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Book 3, 15 inches. 15-inch PixelSense multi-touch display. 8GB or 16GB RAM options. Quad-core 10th generation Intel Core i7-1065G7 processor. AMD Ryzen 7 mobile processor with Radeon RX Vega 11 graphics, Microsoft Surface Edition. GeForce GTX with 6GB of graphics memory. 256GB, 512GB, or 2TB PCIe SSD options. The Surface Laptop Studio is the most powerful Surface laptop designed to light up the best of Windows 11. It's built for performance to edit video, build apps, and render animations, and it's powered by quad-core processors and incredible graphics. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Laptop Studio. 14.4-inch multi-touch screen with a 120Hz refresh rate. 16 GB or 32 GB LPDDR4 RAM. Quad-core 11th generation Intel Core i7-11370H with NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 or quad-core 11th generation Intel Core i5-11300H with Intel Iris Xe graphics. Removable 256GB, 512GB, 1TB, or 2TB SSD. Up to 18 hours of battery life with typical device usage. The Surface Studio is a 28-inch all-in-one desktop that adjusts into a digital drafting table with a stylus and on-screen Surface dial support. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Studio 2 Plus. 28-inch PixelSense multi-touch display with Dolby Vision support and Gorilla Glass 3. 11th Gen Intel Core i7-11370H processor. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 laptop GPU with 6GB of GDDR6 GPU memory. 32GB DDR4 RAM. 1TB of solid-state drive SSD storage. The Surface Hub is a touchscreen interactive whiteboard designed as a powerful meeting platform for every team used for whiteboarding, video conferencing, and projection, and it integrates seamlessly with Windows 10, Microsoft Teams, Office OneNote, and Universal Windows. Here are some of the specifications of the 50-inch Surface Hub. PixelSense, anti-glare, IPS LCD display. Intel UHD graphics 620. 3840 by 2560 resolution. Comes with the following software. Windows 10 Team Edition. Configurable for Windows 10 or Windows 11 Pro and Enterprise. Microsoft Teams for the Surface Hub. Skype for Business. Microsoft Whiteboard. Microsoft Office, Mobile. Microsoft Power BI. And the following connections. USB-A. Mini DisplayPort video output. RJ45 Gigabit Ethernet. HDMI video input. USB-C with DisplayPort input. 4. USB-C, on display. The Surface Laptop SE is a device powered by Windows 11 that is versatile and designed for schools, keeping students and their equipment safe from unauthorized applications. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Laptop SE. A vibrant 11.6-inch TFT liquid crystal display module. 4GB or 8GB of DDR4 RAM. Intel Celeron processor N4020. 64GB or 128GB embedded multimedia card storage. Intel UHD graphics 600. Up to 16 hours battery life with typical device usage. The Surface Duo is a dual, 5.6-inch touchscreen Android smartphone from Microsoft. It has a 360-degree hinge that allows the device to be used in several postures, including unfolded as a flat surface in landscape mode, where the virtual keyboard occupies the entire bottom screen, and the other screen is folded backwards for single-screen use. Here are some of the specifications of the Surface Duo 2. 8.3 Dual Pixel Sense AMOLED, HDR display with 800 nits max brightness. 8 GB DRAM memory. 128 GB, 256 GB, or 512 GB variant. Powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8885G mobile platform. 4500 mAh typical dual battery. Up to 15.5 hours of local video playback.